time for the big deal. We're gonna let our two biggest winners face off for a chance to win the ultimate Vegas experience at the MGM Grand.
A 3-night stay in an executive king room at the MGM Grand Hotel and Casino with newly remodeled luxurious rooms, celebrity chefs, and tickets to Blue Man Group at the Monte Carlo Resort and Casino.
Here's how the big deal works. Melinda is giving each of the passengers on the aisle seat one of these cards. I'll show you the first card, and you've just got to tell me if the next card down the line is higher or lower. We'll stop the first time you get it wrong, and then your opponent will have a chance to see if they can create a string longer than you did. All right, Jason's up first for the big deal. Let's take a look at his first card. What do you got? It's a 3. Higher or lower?
Higher.
Higher than a 3. Let's take a look, sir. It is higher. It's a king. Higher or lower?
Lower.
Lower than a king. What do you got? It's a 5. Higher or lower than a 5?
Higher.
Higher. Let's take a look. It's a queen. Higher or lower than a queen?
Lower.
It's lower than a queen. Let's see. It's an 8. Higher or lower than an 8?
Higher.
Higher than an 8. Let's take a look. And it is a jack. Higher or lower than a jack?
Lower.
Lower than a jack. Let's take a look. It's a 2. Higher or lower than a 2?
Higher.
Higher than a 2. Let's take a look. What do you got? It's a 9. Higher or lower than a 9?
Lower.
Lower than a 9. Let's take a look. What do you got? It's an 8. Higher or lower than an 8?
Lower.
Lower than an 8. Let's take a look. Oh, no, that's it. It's a 10, which means Jason's line stops right here with you. Melinda's going to go ahead and give you this pillow here. Elizabeth and Troy, you guys have your work cut out for you. Let's take a look at the first card. It's a queen. Higher or lower than a queen?
We're gonna say lower.
Lower than a queen. It is a 3. Higher or lower than a 3? Higher than a 3. It is a 4, just barely. Higher or lower than a 4?
Higher.
Higher than a 4. It is an 8. Higher or lower than an 8?
We're gonna go lower.
Lower than an 8. Let's take a look. It is lower than an 8. It's a 6. Higher or lower than a 6?
Higher.
Higher than a 6. It's a jack. Higher or lower than a jack?
We're gonna go lower.
Lower than a jack. Let's take a look. It is a 5. Higher or lower than a 5?
Higher.
Higher than a 5. Let's take a look. It's a 6, just barely. Higher or lower than a 6?
Higher.
Higher than a 6. It's a queen, and it's now tied up. If you guys can get this next one right, you will win the Vegas experience.
Queen. Lower.
Lower. Let's take a look. And you guys win. Congratulations. Elizabeth and Troy have just won the big deal on the game plane. They're gonna get in a limousine right after we land and head to the MGM Grand for the ultimate VIP experience. And we'll see you next time right here on the game plane.
We decided to pick Allegiant because they had great fares and we heard it was a fun airplane. When they called out my card, I got super nervous because, you know, I've always wanted to be on a game show. Thinking that maybe I should have done my makeup a little bit better that day. Thank you, the game plane. Thank you, Allegiant.
We've got memories now that we can share forever. It's something that we never thought we would get to experience.